For 12 a.m. Montana. It's 20 degrees, and my hands are so frozen I can't feel the rope anymore. Behind me, 1,000 to 100 pounds of pure muscular stubborn Angus bull is deciding whether to move or trample me into the dirt. 7 days ago, I was sitting in a climate-controlled office in Austin, complaining that my latte was lukewarm. Now, I am realizing that the cowboy way isn't a fashion statement or a movie trope. It's a brutal, bone-crushing reality that 99% of modern men wouldn't last a single morning in. And honestly, 5 minutes ago, I was ready to be part of that 99%. We grow up watching John Wayne and Yellowstone, thinking a Stetson hat and a pair of boots makes you a man of the West. I was that guy. I booked a week at a working cattle ranch, not a dude ranch where they hand you wine at sunset, but a real, gritty operation. My mentor for the week, Wyatt, a man who looks like he was carved out of granite and fueled by black coffee and spite. When I arrived with my shiny new gear, he didn't even shake my hand. He just looked at my soft palms and said, "The dirt will find its way into your soul soon enough. Kid, try not to get killed. You think you know how to ride? Try doing it for 10 hours straight while fixing barbed wire fences that seem to stretch into infinity." By noon on day one, my thighs were screaming. By 4 p.m., I realized that cowboying is mostly just moving heavy things from one place to another while everything hurts. There's no delete button here, no unsubscribe. If the fence isn't fixed, the cattle get out. If the cattle get out, the ranch dies. The stakes aren't digital, they're life and death. Wyatt told me something that night by the fire that made my blood run cold. He said, "There's a reason nobody stays out here anymore. It's not just the work. It's what the silence does to you." I didn't understand what he meant yet. Day 3 is when the adventure mask falls off. I woke up and couldn't close my fists. Every joint was inflamed. I had to help Wyatt with a calf that was struggling to be born in the middle of a freezing rainstorm. I was covered in mud, blood, and frustration. I looked at Wyatt and asked, "Why do you do this? Why not just sell the land and live comfortably?" He didn't answer. He just pointed at the horizon. By day 5, something strange happened. The noise in my head, the notifications, the anxiety about emails, the constant need for content, it just stopped. I started to notice things. The way a horse shifts its weight before it moves. The smell of rain before it hits the dust. I realized that modern life has traded depth for convenience. We are so comfortable that we've become numb out here. You can't afford to be numb. Wyatt finally told me his secret. The reason he never left. It wasn't about the money or the tradition. It was about a promise he made 30 years ago to a man who shouldn't have been there. A promise that cost him everything. As I drove back toward the city on day 7, the neon lights felt blinding. The air felt thin. I looked at my hands, calloused, scarred, and stained with Montana dirt. The cowboy way isn't about the hat. It's about the refusal to take the easy path. It's about doing the job because it needs to be done, not because someone is watching. I went there to find an adventure, but I found a mirror, and I didn't like the soft version of myself I saw reflected in it. Have we become too soft? Drop a comment below with the hardest thing you've ever done. And if you want more stories about pushing human limits, hit that subscribe button. The West is still out there, you just have to be brave enough to face it.